Office suspended Quim Torra Independent. The 2017 Catalan regional election was held on Thursday, the 21st of December 2017, to elect the 12th Parliament of the Autonomous Community of Catalonia. All 135 seats in the parliament were up for election. The election was called by Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy after the invocation of Article 155 of the 1978 Spanish Constitution to enforce direct rule in Catalonia and the subsequent dismissal of the Catalan government under President Carles Puigdemont. The three pro-Catalan independence parties won a slim majority of parliamentary seats, claiming 70 out of 135, but fell short of a majority in the popular vote by securing 47.6% of the share. Pro-Catalan independence parties maintained their parliamentary majority at the 2015 election, although then-President Artur Mas and his Junts pel Sí required from the support from Popular Unity candidacy to govern. The CUP's decision to vote against Mas's led to his withdrawal and to the election of Carles Puigdemont, until then Mayor of Girona, as leader of a CDC-ERC coalition government. Shortly thereafter, CDC was refounded as Catalan European Democratic Party on the 27th of October 2017, following the controversial referendum on the 1st of October. The pro-independence majority in the Catalan parliament voted in favor of a unilateral declaration of independence, just hours before the Spanish Senate voted to invoke Article 155 of the Spanish Constitution. This allowed Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy to sack the Catalan government and dissolve the Catalan Parliament, calling a regional election for the 21st of December. With 36 seats, the main anti-independence party, Citizens and ERC parties in support of independence maintained their majority in the election, meaning that it was mathematically possible for a pro-independence coalition government to return to power, despite their overall majority having been reduced by 2 seats. The biggest election loser was Rajoy's People's Party, whose electoral collapse, reduced to 4.2% of the share in 4 out of 135 seats, meant it would be unable to form a parliamentary group of its own in the Catalan parliament for the first time in history. The scale of PP's downfall, coupled with the success of Cs, threatened to have a political impact beyond Catalonia, with PP leaders fearing it could spell the end of the party's hegemony over the centre-right vote. In Spain, the Parliament of Catalonia was the devolved, unicameral legislature of the Autonomous Community of Catalonia, having legislative power in regional matters as defined by the Spanish Constitution and the Catalan Statute of Autonomy, as well as the ability to vote confidence in or withdraw it from a regional president. As a result of no regional electoral law having been approved since the re-establishment of Catalan autonomy, the electoral procedure came regulated under transitory provision 4th of the 1979 statute, supplemented by the provisions within the organic law of general electoral regime. Voting for the parliament was on the basis of universal suffrage, which comprised all nationals over 18, registered in Catalonia and in full enjoyment of their political rights. Additionally, Catalans abroad were required to apply for voting before being permitted to vote, a system known as begged or expat vote. The 135 members of the Parliament of Catalonia were elected using the D'Hondt method and a closed list proportional representation, with an electoral threshold of 3% of valid votes, which included blank ballots, being applied in each constituency. Seats were allocated to constituencies corresponding to the provinces of Barcelona, Girona, Lleida and Tarragona, with each being allocated a fixed number of seats: 85 for Barcelona, 17 for Girona, 15 for Lleida and 18 for Tarragona. The use of the D'Hondt method might result in a higher effective threshold, depending on the district magnitude. The term of the Parliament of Catalonia expired 4 years after the date of its previous election. Unless it was dissolved earlier, the regional president was required to call an election 15 days prior to the date of expiry of Parliament, with election day taking place within from 40 to 60 days after the call. The previous election was held on the 27th of September 2015, which meant that the legislature's term would have expired on the 27th of September 2019. The election was required to be called no later than the 12th of September 2019, with it taking place up to the 60th day from the call. setting the latest possible election date for the parliament on Monday, the 11th of November 2019. The president had the prerogative to dissolve the Parliament of Catalonia and call a snap election, provided that no motion of no confidence was in process and that dissolution did not occur before 1 year had elapsed since a previous one under this procedure. In the event of an investiture process failing to elect a regional president within a 2-month period from the first ballot,